Good evening, Facebook world. Hello. Please do me a favor. Let me know you're here. Say hi or just make a comment so I can see your name. Hi there, Megan. Hello, Marianne. Always one of the first to get on, aren't you? Sorry I'm a couple minutes late tonight. I'm having a crazy night. Obviously, I've got my biggest announcement that I've ever made in my life happening tomorrow. I'll probably be up till 3 a.m. tonight finishing it. There's always challenges. Where there's purpose, there's challenge, right? Hey there, Kelly and Joy and Catherine. Hello. All right, let's get started. Oh, there's heaps of you on here. Hello there, Tracy. Okay, I'm getting started straight away because I don't want to rush this message, but I do have a big night ahead of me and I can't wait to make my announcement tomorrow. So tonight is on, what did I say the topic, what do I call the topic? How to know you're on the right path. And what dream belongs to you. And not even just what dream, but everything, what partner belongs to you, what career belongs to you, what job belongs to you, what decision belongs to you when you're in a situation to have to make a decision. Just hold on for a second because my battery, you here? You with me? My battery was just getting flat and I realized it had just come out of the wall. You guys all here still? Simone Outeridge, do you know what? This is actually for you. Because even when I was thinking about it, I'm like, if you don't get on live tonight, I'm going to have to tag you in it because I know this is a question that you always ask and I've always promised you I'll do a topic on that and I have been intending to ever since then. So thank you for all those great questions. So back to the message. So how do you know what dream belongs to you or what situation, how do you know what it is that belongs to you? Now, in a nutshell, here's what if you're taking notes on this is the one sentence. You're never put in a position to betray yourself. Okay, write that down if you're taking some notes, okay? You're never put in a position to have to betray yourself. When you're on the right path, that just doesn't happen, okay? You don't have to negotiate your sense of integrity in any way, shape or form. And for those of you that haven't seen the Facebook Live video that I did last week on integrity, go and watch that. There's actually 2 videos because we got cut out halfway through. But if you want to know exactly, it's all well and good to use these little, sentences and these cute little words and slogans. When we talk about a sense of integrity, what does that mean? What does it actually mean to be in a state of integrity with yourself? So I covered that topic last week. But when you are on the right path, you'll never have to negotiate your sense of integrity. And here's what happens. It doesn't cost you. I came up with this tonight, doing my hair again. It always happens. Spirit just comes to me. It doesn't cost you what I call the 3 Ps. And here's what that is. It doesn't cost you your power. It doesn't cost you your psyche. And it doesn't cost you your peace. When you're on the right path, that is exactly the situations you will be in. You'll never, if you're in a situation where you always feel like you've lost your power or you're powerless or, you can't just get things to happen, then you're not on the right path. That's a clue. If what you're doing always does your head in and you always find yourself in your head questioning yourself, having to convince yourself, negotiate with yourself, always having to justify to yourself why you're doing this or why you're doing that or should I go or should I stay or, my boss doesn't treat me real good and my guts churns when I have to go into work every day and all these kind of things and then you wonder, am I on the right path? Well, clear, it's costing you your psyche. If it's costing you your psyche, it is not your path. It is not anything to do with the path that's meant for you. And it never costs you your peace. If you're on the path that is meant for you, you're in a constant state of peace. It doesn't mean you won't be challenged. It doesn't mean that you won't have, that you won't have some issues or that you won't be attacked by whatever the enemy power is out there. But it never costs you your peace, okay, your inner peace. So if anything ever ever cost you your peace, cost you your power, or cost you your psyche. It's not your path. You see, that's the universe's design. It's like the universe is saying, I can't let you find peace here. I can't, I need to make sure this disrupts your entire psyche, and I need to make sure it makes you feel powerless, because you're born within, we're all wired to be powerful, even children. That's why they test us. We take their power away with the rules and things we give them, and they're always pushing their boundaries just to claim back their power, just to prove to you, I actually can do what I want to do. So it's something we're hardwired with. And so if ever you're in a situation where all those things are going on, that's the universe trying to go, okay, I can't let you enjoy what you're doing. I can't let you like this person. I can't let you enjoy this job that you're doing. I can't have you on this path. And if I let you enjoy it, if I let you find some power here, or if I let you find some peace here, or, if I let this just flow with your psyche here, then you're never going to look at another option. Like, the universe is trying to get your attention. It's like, hey, you're on the wrong path. I need you over here on this path, but you can't even notice this path. You haven't even noticed the little signs that are showing up, unless you're being disrupted in some way. So how the universe disrupts you in order to get your attention, to show you the path that is for you, is to take away your power, take away your peace, and interfere with your psyche. So if those three things are going on, anything, it's not your path. I don't care whether it's a career, whether it's a job, whether it's in a relationship. If your relationship costs you your power, if your relationship is costing you your psyche, and if your relationship is costing you your peace, it is not for you. Okay, so it doesn't mean that you can't, that you don't have to grow and change, and you quit on things straight away, but they are your clues to look out for. Now, here's the other thing that I wanted to cover tonight. Thank you. Hi there, everyone. Here's the other thing I wanted to cover tonight. When you are on the right path, you will be in a state of faith, like almost accidentally. It's not like you're even trying to have faith. You're just in faith, right? It's so easy to just have faith. Now, I want to break that down. What does faith mean? And you know my style, I like to come up with acronyms, and I've come up with an acronym for faith. Last week we did an acronym on integrity. And tonight I want to what is faith? How do I know I'm in faith? What are the signs for me to look for to know I'm in faith? Because if you are in a state of faith, it will do one of two things. Faith will help you find the path, or it will confirm and validate for you that you're on the path. When you're on the path, you'll be in a state of faith without even trying. And if you're not on the path, and you find faith, it'll help you find the path. So what is faith? The F stands for fearlessness. When you're in faith, you are fearless. You see, fear and faith cannot coexist. It's like darkness and light. They cannot exist at the same time. There's one or the other. So if ever you're in a state of fear, by default, you are not in faith. I always say you don't have a fear problem, you have a faith problem. And if you are in a state of fear, of any kind, fear for any particular thing, it is not your path. If you find it's hard to find, to get rid of that fearfulness, it's not your path. Okay? So fearlessness is the first word about with regards to faith. And do you know what happens? With regards to your fearlessness, it's not until someone else, right? Like you're on your path and you're doing your thing, and then it's not until someone else raises a concern of some kind and goes, well, what are you going to do if this happens? Or how are you going to handle that? Or have you thought about this? And it's not until someone else raises the concern that you even realize, I hadn't even thought of that. It's like that thought only comes from a state of fear. And I've only just realized I haven't even gone there. I haven't even considered those options. Why? Not because I'm not being realistic. No, I'm just in so much faith right now. And when you're on the path that is meant for you, that's what happens. It's like your brain can't even conceive, anything that comes from a state of fear. So the second letter is A, acceptance. When you're in a state of faith, you find it easy to accept. You accept what was, you're able to accept what is, and you're also able to accept whatever will be. You don't have resistance to it. You're not trying to create what will be. You allow what will be to be, and you accept it as it is, as it will be, and as it was. So it's acceptance. And then the I is incontrovertible. When you're in a state of faith, you are full of certainty. You are full, it's like it's impossible for you to doubt. It's impossible to have doubt when you're in faith. Okay, doubt something that belongs to fear. It doesn't belong to faith. You're irrefutable about what you're doing, about where you're going, about the fact that this will work out, even though you don't even really know how. It's like you don't even really have to consider the details because you just know it'll work out. You're able to believe without any options. Like you just know this is the thing, and you're so strong. You're incontrovertible on that. You're irrefutable. You're full of certainty about that. So that's what faith will give you. Okay. T stands for truth. You'll be in your truth. You'll know your truth. You'll feel your truth, or you'll be in search of the truth and you'll be open to the truth. And whenever you are in search of the truth, you can only ever find what you go looking for. And we only find what we look for, right? So when you are open to and in search of the truth will always show itself to you. So if you're kind of in a bit of a state of, let's say, I'm just not sure. I call it transition. Okay, and you need faith when you're in a position of transition, and this is linked to your path. If you right now in your life are not on your path, you'll go through a phase of transition before you find your path. So here's what transition is. Transition is, I don't know where I'm going, but I know where I'm not staying. I don't know where I go next, but I do know where I can no longer stay. And so I know this is not, I don't know what the path is, but what I do know is this is not. This that I'm on is not the path. That's the only thing I know. And so from that place, you go in search of the truth. So what is my truth? What is it that belongs to me? And it will always show itself to you. Okay, so the T stands for truth. And the H, here's the thing. I was inclined to say hope, but I don't believe in hope, and I don't like the word hope. It got such a weak vibration. I love how Jim Carrey says, hope is a beggar. So not hope. I decided here to use the word hunger. Faith gives you a hunger. It gives you a hunger for more. It gives you this ability to not settle for less because you're just in faith and you just know it works and it's going to work and it is working and everything's turning out as it can be and as it should be and as it's meant to be, and there isn't even such thing as being able to get it wrong. So you're not just in a state of hoping. I feel like that's so weak, the energy that goes with that word, because you've got certainty in the belief. So I'm going to say the word hunger. When you're in a state of faith, it gives you a deeper hunger for what you're here for how you will serve your gift, for the lives that you will touch, to develop it further and further and further, and to dream bigger and to see more and to believe in more and to know that things happen that you aren't even in control of and you don't even know how it's going to turn out, but you just know that it will. You just know that it will. Okay, now to close this off, and I did see your question there, Simone. Let me just scroll that back. What did you say? Let me just stop there before I go on to the last bit. What did you say, Simone? Oh, yeah. What if the path you're on causes lots of fear, but that is part of the lesson here, to move through your own limitations. You won't grow from your limitations with dealing with fear. You will have to be in a state of faith. See, when you're in any state of fear, you can call it, I'm in a state of fear. I don't like to call it that because it just gives energy to that thought and you attract more of that. I say you're not in a state of fear. You're in a state where you're in it's not that you've got the presence of fear. You've got the absence of faith. You're not in fear. You're out of faith. So don't even use fear words, because by using fear, you affirm fear. So there might be lessons, but if those lessons are creating a genuine fear, if you find it impossible to have faith in that lesson, it is not your path. You're allowed to have challenges, but there's faith in the challenge. There's a belief in the challenge. There's some kind of peace. There's peace. It doesn't mess with your peace, your power, or your psyche. You see, if you're dealing with a fear that messes with your psyche, that messes with your power, and that takes away your peace all the time, it's not your path. That fear isn't coming to give you a lesson. That fear is coming to let you know you're not on the right path. Okay, so if you find it impossible to get away from your fear and to even begin having faith or to move into a state of faith, then it's not the right path. And you'll never work through limitations. You'll never work through limitations by dealing with fear. You'll only work through limitations, your personal limitations, by working on faith, not by dealing with fear. Beautiful. Oh, also, I called to see your message. Thank you. Excellent. Now, let me close this off by saying this, okay? So let's say you go out there and you start picking up on your messages the universe is sending you now, and you start identifying, okay, this now means I'm not on the right path, or this now validates that I am on the right path, and all those kind of things, and you cover what we just went through. Here's what will happen. When you get to the point where you're about to answer your call, where it's like, I think I know it. I think this is it. Like, I feel like I'm arriving here. I feel like I'm here now, or I'm almost there. I'm at least on the path. I can't explain it. It's something, it's just this feeling that I just know, okay? This intense level of faith. When you get there, I want you to know something. It will be scary. And it is supposed to be. Let me tell you quickly what I've learned from my journey over the last couple of months until right in this moment where tomorrow I'm launching the biggest thing I've ever done, which includes my TV show, but it's not just my TV show, okay? Now, when I remember this vision coming to me 18 months ago, and it scared the hell out of me to the point where it threw me in fear and I thought it wasn't for me. And it kept coming back and all these kind of things. There's been a whole journey. But here's what ended up happening. This time I decided to answer the call. I went, okay, if this is coming back to me again, and every time it comes back, it kind of evolves further. I can see so far down the line, that it has to be real. I want you to know something. It's supposed to be scary. You're supposed to feel nervous. See, society has programmed us so wrong. We've been taught that a feeling of nervousness means that the interpretation of what we're feeling is nervous. And to be nervous means you're not ready, you're not prepared. It's not true. You see, that feeling that we labeled, that we were taught is called nervousness, it's not called nervousness. It's called purpose. You see, when the Olympic swimmer, stands on the blocks and is waiting for the buzzer, trained for 10 years for this one moment that goes for less than 1 minute, and they stand on that block, that feeling they get, it's not nervousness, it's purpose. It's actually spirit saying, you're ready for this. We've just interpreted those feelings the wrong way. And I believe that's just an act of the enemy or whatever force it is out there that tries to keep us from our power. It's gone, okay, well, if I can get everyone to believe that feeling isn't purpose, it's actually nervousness, then I can get people steering away from their power rather than moving into their power. Like, what a clever plan, right? So I want you to know this. If it really is your purpose, if it really is your higher calling, now, it doesn't show up on its own straight away. You've got to get on the path to be able to find the purpose, okay? Some of you might not even be on the path yet, so don't go looking for the purpose. Just look for the path. Look for the feelings of peace and power and all those things, okay? Where you've got your integrity in place, and that's covered by the last couple of videos, okay? But when you're on the path and you're far enough down the path that now the actual purpose starts showing up for you, it seems like it's too big for you. And here's why. It's supposed to be. You see, if it is something that is an assignment, that is assigned to you, it's an assignment on your life, then you should not be able to achieve it by yourself. It must be something that is too big to be of your making. Therefore, in order to make progress on it or to make it to that destination, it requires the input of the divine. It requires the input of something so much larger than you. So if when you get your vision, it's something that you could do all by yourself, you can work that out, plan that out, build strategies around it, manufacture that result, that's not purpose. That's not purpose. That's just a story you're selling yourself on to make yourself feel important enough or validated enough or fulfilled enough to convince yourself you found your purpose. Your purpose is always too big for you to do alone. It's something that requires the divine, the higher power. It's something that there is no way you could manufacture or orchestrate that yourself if you tried. There is no way you could do it. It's like the universe needs to be involved. That's what's happened for me, and that's how I know I'm so glad I never did this message earlier. I would never have been able to speak about it with a level of conviction that I can speak about it now. And that's because I know the people that have been sent to me, that I've bumped into, that have run into me, the opportunities, the synchronicities, or the coincidences, for those people who aren't awake and don't believe in synchronicities or don't understand that synchronicities or that we won't even get into that topic, right? But it's all, I could never have created all of that. I never got in touch with that person or done this or done that or had that happen. That happened from some other space. So here's what I want you to know. Let me close out on this, okay? Now, talent is different. No, not talent, okay? Your talent helps you with your job, okay? So your job, your talent will be what you're paid for. Your work, your life's work, your gift is what you're made for. Your talent is what you're paid for. Your gift is what you're made for, okay? Your job is what you're paid for. Your work, your life's work is what you're made for. So don't just go looking in places where you've got talent. You'll have talent in lots of places, but you'll only have a gift in one place. Okay, talent is just skill. You know what skill is? I still remember this definition from my year 12 PE exam. Skill is the ability to bring about a predetermined outcome with a maximum amount of efficiency and a minimum amount of time or effort or both. Skill is a learned ability. Talent is learned abilities. You practice it often enough, you get talented at it. Okay, you get skillful at it. But your gift is an unexplained talent. You didn't train for it. You haven't practiced it. It's a wisdom. It's not a skill, it's a wisdom. Okay? Now, let me finish this off. Let me get to this last part. So, you're standing there, you're faced with a purpose, and it's so scary that it almost puts you in a state of fear, and then you go, oh, this can't be for me, it's too big. There's no way that could happen. I just can't. That's the validating moment. I've been on the path until now. Everything has covered the 3 Ps and I've been in a state of faith and I've got to here and now I'm seeing this. But it's scary. But what is it that's scary about it? Is it just that I feel that it's too big for me? I'm not meant for that. Good. If it feels like that, that's it. That's it. And here's what I know. Please, in that moment, don't go work on yourself, because you see, the person that you are right now is not the person that achieves that. You have to grow into the kind of person who can produce that result in order to produce that result. That's why I couldn't answer the call 18 months ago. I wasn't even the person I needed to be able to even begin on that path. That's why I had to come back and learn a few lessons and then make it to here, okay? But please don't pause on the purpose for the benefit of humanity. Don't pause on the purpose. Go work on yourself. And be off track with purpose in order to grow into the person that can do that. Listen to this. You will grow into it as you say yes to it. I promise you. You're not supposed to be ready for it. When you see that and you know that purpose, you are not supposed to be ready for that now. You're not supposed to be the person that can already do that. Okay? You will grow into it as you say yes to it. I know that from the depth of my soul, from the whole of my heart, and from all that I am. You will grow into it as you say yes to it. As you say yes to it. You don't say yes to it, you don't grow into it. You grow in another direction, get some more lessons, and have to come back to it. Okay? So that is my lesson for tonight. I went a little bit longer than I wanted to, but I hope that message got across. And I appreciate that with the love. Thank you. That should help you navigate your way. The only thing that can stop that part, helping stop you finding that path sometimes or making progress towards that path is you've got too many blocks in your life and they need to be cleared. And, to do that, you either need a coach, you need a personal coach, or you at least need to throw yourself into an environment where you can learn how to let go. For those of you who live in Adelaide, my next workshop is on Sunday, the 2nd of July. So it's a week this Sunday. All the details will be out tomorrow with my new announcement, so don't worry, you'll get all those details. But it's Sunday the 2nd of July, and it's on being able to change your past. In order to do that, you have to let go. So if you think that you might have some blocks and there's some rubbish that you need to let go of, some habits, some behaviors, some beliefs, some thoughts, some filters that create these screens in your life that give you, a whole lot of fear and untruth, then make sure you come to that workshop. And for those of you who aren't, make sure you join my aunt in Adelaide. Make sure you're part of my Facebook group, Unbecome-Spiritual Expansion. If you haven't joined that group already, make sure you do, because I'm going to live stream that event only to that group. So join the group Unbecome-Spiritual Expansion, and I'll be live streaming that event hopefully. So guys, I do really appreciate you. I really, really do. The announcement will be made tomorrow. Tomorrow, after everyone finishes work, I'm probably thinking about 5:30. I know how Facebook works, and if I make the post too early in the day, by the time people get a chance to check their phones, my announcement will be all the way down your newsfeed and you won't even see it. So it'll be probably about 5:30. So as soon as you finish work, as you're walking back to your car or whatever it is you need to do, make sure you look for the announcement. I'm so excited, and I really do want to give you I wish I could hug each one of you, and not just hug you, I want to hold you all. Thank you for being part of my journey in any way, shape or form, for supporting my journey, for supporting me, for your belief in me, for sharing my messages, for tagging people. That shows me how much you believe in me, and it shows me how much, truth, and how much truth I'm able to give to you through allowing myself to be a messenger. And it's very validating, and it confirms my path for me. See, people like you, beautiful people, show up for you on the path once you have the courage to say yes to it. So I can't thank you more for what's going to happen in my life tomorrow and moving forwards. Each one of you have made a significant contribution. You've given me the belief in myself to be able to do something this big. So thank you very much. As I always say, don't ever leave here the same person you were when you got here. Living this way, getting off the current path, saying yes to the right path, all those things, it takes so much courage. It takes courage to step back off from this path. It takes courage to move on to that path. It takes courage to find faith and to stay in faith and all those things. So please, as you depart from here tonight, depart from here with courage. The courage to believe in a better way. The courage to voice what you've got to say. The courage to thrive when times are tough. And above all else, the courage to know you are good enough. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much, Jody and Catherine. I appreciate you. Thanks for the love. Look at you all. You're so beautiful. Oh, thank you, Simone. I love when you say that. Good night, everyone. I don't even want to go. I don't want to press the finish button. I love you all. Good night.